Stay, dear camera. Stay. I think you should do piano punk. I think that you should either do storytelling or you should do piano punk. One of the two. And just do jokes on the spot. You're so good at that anyway. Don't write down jokes anymore. There's no point. Because you don't do them half the time, and whenever you do them, I don't think that you're confident doing them. No, I'm not. Not at all. It's so terrible. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. I hate everything I do on stage. You do need an amp, though. If you're going to use this keyboard, you need an amp, you need a power cord or whatever. I think you have one. You could just ask Brad. I'm sure Brad has like a bunch of extra ones he could just give you. You could ask Brad, you could ask Todd, like... I'm sure they probably have a lot of that equipment at the places you go anyway. So, I think they have to. I mean, it's an open mic. That would make sense, right? I just want to have my own equipment. I don't like relying on other people. Alright. Ugh, God, I just snotted. I hate that. Probably because I have a hole in my nose because I pick it too much. Courtesy of the OCD. See, so many things to talk about. I know that, like, when you get up there, you just, like, freeze. But I think that you just need to write down, like, a long list of stuff to talk about, and then just kind of ease into it. I know that, like, you want to just get up there and go, but... Look, you're already entertaining because you're such a weirdo. Like, people are captivated by you. You just get up there and... So, okay. This is what you're gonna do. The man in my head. This is the man in my head. That's why I don't need a husband. Fuck you. Fuck you for thinking I need a husband. I'm not a feminist. Stop thinking I'm a feminist. Feminism is death and destruction and fucking hellfire and damnation, okay? You don't have to be a feminist in order to, like, be against, you know, like, relationships and all that. I mean, I'm not against it for other people. I'm against it for me. Because I'm different than everybody else. And what's so obnoxious about our society is that they just want you to be the same. And it's really not about, like, getting married and having kids and, like, doing the right thing. You know? It's more about, why don't you want to fuck? Why don't you want to be with somebody? Aren't you codependent? Aren't you lonely? Don't you need attention and validation and all that? It's not about, like, being fruitful and multiplying and being in a happy, successful marriage with, good kids that you're raising on a daily basis. It's not about that at all. It's more about, why don't you do what we do? And that's what pisses me all the way off. Whether it's like, do this because we're told that you're supposed to do this, or, oh, the culture's pushing this totally degenerate behavior. Why don't you go along with that? They're both wrong. You should do what makes sense to you in your heart, because if you don't do what makes sense to you in your heart, you're going to spend the rest of your life regretting the decisions that you've made. And I see it all the time. I mean, that's why feminists are the most miserable sacks of shit on the earth, dude. It's because they're just going along with that culture. I'm not going along with anything. I've never obeyed. I've been very self-destructive, though. That's why I used to sleep with people. It's not because I like sex. It's because I like to self-destruct. Okay? That's funny. That's funny. Talk about that. Like, literally, when people have sex out of wedlock and they defile their bodies, like, that's death. That's death, dude. I mean, like, these tattoos are death. Like, I know that now, right? I mean, I just look at them and I get depressed. But yeah, I mean, and it's not like, oh, I'm such a piece of shit or whatever. I'm reformed, or, we're all sinners, right? But some sinners just make it a lot more obvious, right? But, no, seriously, there's a lot of stuff that I'm ashamed of that I used to do, but I think that I'm ashamed of it because, like, I was trying to be like them. I was trying to fit in with everybody else, and I had to get drunk to do that. If you gotta get drunk to have sex, you hate sex, okay? Just don't have sex. No, the first one was better. No. There you go. Why can't I play this the way I'm playing it right now? I have more talent than the talent I let on. And I guess that's true for everyone. But I'm gonna beat myself up more than everyone. You wanna see my arm? That was the 7th grade. I was very insecure, because I know that I'm not pure. I just want to be good. I just want to be good. And I know that God loves me, even though I'm not good. And it comforts me to be so misunderstood. As much as it hurts, 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 hurts. He knows how much it hurts, hurts, hurts. And I think about everything that Jesus endured, all for the likes of me, to try to be pure. And then it's not so bad. Contrary to whatever you think of me, this is me, most naturally. And I'm more comfortable being this way than being whatever way they would have me be. Don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty because you're an extra human being. I think they're jealous and they don't know how to say it. Or maybe they're just not aware of it. All it is extra, additional, mucho. I do this weird thing with my shoulders whenever I start playing. I mean, I know that musicians do that, so maybe I am a musician, I just suck at it. Oh, shit. Oh. Y'all, I haven't done drugs for like 4 days. Isn't that weird? I think that's why you're emotional, like this. I mean, you're always emotional at some point, but, like, it's just... I noticed that you keep getting emotional about the same shit. It's just, like, you keep thinking about your past and get really emotional about it. Yeah, that's okay. Like, it's so crazy to me that people are so uncomfortable because somebody's crying. Like, let me tell you something. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to be that annoying woman, because I see that, like, they... Shut the fuck up, bitch. Anyway, it's like... Women are able to get away with so much, because if a woman starts crying, it's like, everything just stops, you know? Like, people are so uncomfortable around that. Why do you think they're trying to medicate Kanye? It's because they don't know how to handle somebody just being a real person and having real emotions. And that is just so silly, dude. That is so silly. Like, our whole society is so... Let's not use the word pathetic, because I know we've been using that word a lot, and I don't think it's fair. But it's like, I'm trying to be a more understanding about, you know, it's the culture. It's the culture that pushes farmies on everybody. Oh, hey, I did another post here I want to show y'all. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Everybody was talking about sex tonight, so I did a poster. Plants. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Plants. Oh, wow, I ripped it. That's cool. Oh, well, it's fine. Plants over farmies. That's right. And bitch, you're so shocked that I like plants. Everybody should like plants. God gave us plants. Like, it makes no sense why people are against plants. Like, I get not being addicted to them. I get, not using them as a crutch and always being high or whatever. But here's the thing, and I need to mention this. Like, if you're taking drugs and they're not actually helping you, if you're taking drugs and they're not either A, getting you high, or B, helping you advance to, like, the next stage of your life, if they're just keeping you in the same stagnation, the same, and like, this is true of everything. This is true of plants, but this is especially true of farmies, okay? So the reason why I say plants is because plants are literally designed by God to help you. Either help you advance, either alleviate pain, cure you of some sort of ailment, okay? Or get you high. Like, I don't know why people think it's wrong to get high. It's like, it's not satanic. And all these other things get you high. Like, the people that have a problem with drugs get high in all these other ways. And yet they're not conscious of that. They're not conscious of how their neurotransmitters are being meddled with on a regular basis by all these things that are super addictive. And so, I mean, they'll never talk about how bad social media, like, they'll never talk about it as much as they need to, because that's going to affect their pocketbooks, And I know it's a lost cause. You don't have to tell me that. You don't have to mention that there's no point in me bringing this up. Like, most people don't care. Most people, they'll totally admit that social media is rotting everybody's brain, but they'll continue to go on social media as if they don't know that. Because their brain is rotten to the core, okay? Close this door. Back. I've rested you on the steering wheel. But yeah, so it's just like, I just think about how, like, easy it is to manipulate people because of their ignorance. They don't know anything about emotions. They don't know that, like, oh, stop it! They don't know that it's not wrong to be emotional about things. So they medicate things that are totally natural. They medicate your everyday life experience. Stop it! Amy, calm down. Yeah, so they convince you that if you're uncomfortable, that's a problem, and you need to be a zombie instead of being uncomfortable, even though you could just stop being such a fucking pansy, okay? That's plenty of people in this world. The reason why they're addicted to their antidepressant and they cannot get off of it. They can try to get off of it, and they're going to have such terrible withdrawals that they're going to end up staying on the medication. And I've heard this story so many times, okay? It's like, people are just so afraid of themselves. And, a lot of that information is coming forward about the medication and how bad it is. But it's just like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I smoked pot. When I started smoking pot in high school, I was like, this helps me way more than medication. So why don't I just do that? And every authority figure was like, pot is bad! Marijuana is illegal! Brr, brr, brr. you know, my boomer parents, they just do whatever the TV says, you know, fully boosted. You know, they don't question anything the TV people say. And then, of course, the teachers and professors and, you know, all these authority figures that work for the state, you know, they're gonna discourage, you know, illegal drug use. But, I mean, the fact that it was illegal, I was like, dude, like, something is awesome about pot if it's illegal, you know? And it's true, though. It's true. And not just because it's transgressive, but it's like, why is it transgressive? Exactly. Exactly. What don't they want us to know when we smoke pot? You know? What is it about this plant that's so formidable that people are so afraid of what we might discover about ourselves and about the world and about this fucking capitalist system, you know? But a lot of these potheads from the 60s, like, they started a bunch of hippie communes and were growing gardens and making art, and, like, they didn't give a fuck, like, what people thought about them. You know, they just did their own thing. Summertown, that's like 45 minutes south of here. You know, that was like one of the first hippie communes. It's still there, too. You can go there and, like, have your baby. Like, they'll take care of your baby and everything. If you don't want to go to a hospital. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, like, people that are open to drug use tend to be more open-minded about a lot of things. And you can say, like, oh, well, that's a problem. Like, that can be a really terrible thing, you know, for some people, because they take it to the extreme. But people that don't, people that just use it as a tool, you know, they can, you know, figure out a lot of solutions to problems in our society that, you know, the government insists they can fix, and doctors insist they can fix, therapists insist they can fix, but I don't see that happening, do you? I mean, in Eastern countries, they use drugs because they know that it's, like, part of the healing process. So if you're using drugs to help you heal from some sort of trauma that you've had, so many people that have PTSD that I've spoken to, they talk about how much marijuana has helped them, and people I've talked to that, you know, have had issues with other drugs that they were addicted to, like psychiatric medication, you know? Just take some kratom, you'll be fine. It'll calm you down. But, yeah, I mean, people that are against that is because they don't know anything about it, or they've had a bad experience, or they know people that have had a bad experience. And just because, like, there are drug addicts out there, that doesn't mean that, like, everybody that does drugs is a drug addict. Okay? And that just fucking dumb. Like, there are plenty of people that have a smartphone that are not, like, totally obsessed with it. Congratulations! That must feel really good to be part of that small of a group. But, you know, I never wanted to get a smartphone because I knew that this was going to happen to society, and I don't agree with society being infantilized, you know? I just don't. Like, you can talk about that all day when it comes to, like, some drug, like, oh, it's bad, like, for people to get addicted to drugs, but, you know, it's totally fine that my 2-year-old is staring at a tablet half the day because I don't want to be a parent, you know? I mean, that's acceptable in our society. That's acceptable. You don't get your kid taken away for putting a tablet in their hands, but you get your kid taken away if you fail a drug test. I mean, I'm not saying that you should do drugs if you have kids, but the hypocrisy of this country is what makes me hate patriotism with a fire and brimstone passion. Because people that consider themselves to be patriots are people that turn a blind eye to hypocrisy like that because they don't smoke weed. Because they don't understand. They don't know how to think outside the box. They don't. They have no idea, like, how to zoom out. So they just focus with this laser-like precision on, like, all these things that they think are so bad. And I see this happening with, like, you know, the LGB stuff, LGB no T. It's the T's. It's totally the T's that are screwing everything up, but I mean, the whole thing's screwy, but the T's, like, really weren't part of the community. Like, they were just freaks, and now they completely took over the whole thing. So, I mean, I don't think that they're real anyway. I think that it's like, it's all psych up. It really is. The more you zoom out, the more you realize how much of a simulation this world is, and the less you want shit to do with it. And so, me even talking about it, I feel like I'm doing everybody a disservice. I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, I just had to do yet another drug rant, another pro-drug rant. But yeah, that's all. That's all because I said I'm fasting from drugs for a little while. We'll see how long that lasts. I don't have any goal in mind. I quit quitting because I'm just so tired of, like, just that same cycle, you know? It's just really, really boring. I'm so bored with myself. Like, I look at society and I'm like, how dare you, you fucking hypocrite, because, like, you're a failure in all these other ways, and I just hate hypocrisy so much. It's such a shameful thing. And I don't want to be like that in any way. I don't want to be like all the stuff that I have an issue with, you know? And that's why I get so pissed off when people don't understand why I don't have a smartphone. But I'm like, Amy, calm down. Like, they don't know who you are. They really don't. They have no idea how much sheer tenacity you possess. So, of course they expect you to have a smartphone. Of course they expect you to have an Instagram and a Twitter and all that. They don't know that you know the truth about women. They don't know that you know the truth about technology and the higher-ups and what they're really doing and why they're doing it. And honestly, like, I know this sounds wrong, but I agree with, I mean, I don't agree with them, but I mean, I guess it's because I have pure empathy, so I can pretend I'm sociopathic. And so it's like I look at megalomaniacs that are, like, you know, trying to control everything, you know, via, you know, the population. Okay? I look at them and I look at their intentions and I totally understand looking at society. You know, society signs up for it. Like, all these people that take psychiatric medication, I mean, like, yeah, most of them chose to be on it. Most of them aren't forced to be on it. Most of them chose to do that. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, like I've been saying, though, if you're not conspiratorially wired, you're not going to assume that people are out to get you. You're not going to assume that medicine is poison, you know? You're not going to assume that authority figures hate you and want you dead. Or, you know, let's just make money off of you. You're nothing more than a dollar sign. You know, most people aren't going to look at the world like that, because if they did, they'd commit suicide, and that's why a lot of schizos do that. But don't worry, we have God, okay? So that's what the Psalms are for, to get us through this shit world, okay? And also, God put plants on the planet. Did y'all know that? I think I've mentioned it.